Tinubu represents a system of a self-centered elite who want to replace the colonial masters and who believe that the resources of the community, of the country belongs to them, and who believe that in trading favors among themselves, they can form an invisible queue of a limited number of people who will be taking power. And that's why Tinubu could tell you two things which he told you publicly. There are many other things that are worse that he hasn't told you that he's doing. But he told you two things. He said he read a litany of how many people he had helped to power. People he even knew were not competent, were not suitable. He said, I've helped them to power. This one was crying after losing. I made him to win. This other one, who's a governor, who will have made him governor? But I made him governor. So it is my turn. So he's not telling you that on behalf of Nigerian people, I have a mission to perform. He's saying, all of you unqualified people who from time to time have entered government, who is the person who made it happen for you? It is me. So you need to pay me back. Emilokon, it is my personal turn. Now, that's one philosophy of Tinubu, which I find to be a dangerous, narcissistic, and retrogressive philosophy. Then he went further to say, don't waste your time debating anybody, going anywhere to talk and convince anybody. I don't have time for all this balabulu and polaba. Power is not served a la carte. You don't ask for it. What you do is that you grab it, you snatch it, and you run away with it. That is a fascist statement. To say that ignore the people. They don't matter. Once you form enough power base, you grab the power, and from there, and if you see how he's running the government, he's quite a lawless person, and a president that is lawless like that frightens me, and it should frighten you, because how can you take control of the economy of Nigeria like a bandit, have 3 appropriation acts simultaneously running, and you are not obeying any of them, and you go further to take loans as you want and whimsically spend the money as if it belonged to you? You don't obey the Appropriation Act. And you have a contradiction between you and your minister, between you and the National Assembly, between you and all your ministers, because your ministers are coming out to say, not even 1% of my capital vote has been given to me, and nobody's accounting for the money. And you now make yourself a fiscal hangman that wants to hang every hardworking Nigeria under a draconian and complicated self-interested taxation regime, where now people are being taxed for no representation, no performance, no government. So there are many people who were fumbling and bumbling in government in the past. I was very critical of President Goodluck Jonathan. I respect him. He's been very kind to me. But someone like Jonathan should not have been president. He wasn't qualified. He wasn't ready to do the work. So it's not Tinubu that's the only one. You've had Buhari. Buhari was not even present on this planet. He was living in another cuckoo land throughout the time he was there. He wouldn't know what Nigeria looked like if he saw it on the map. But he was there for 8 years. So now, Tinubu is an organized and scientific destroyer of the system. So he has competencies, but he's using the competencies negatively because he has seen a lot of gap. He knows 3 things. The Nigerian elite are feckless and they're about themselves, because he's been financing them for some time. He's been seeing them. He knows that these people don't mean anything. They don't stand for anything. So if I confiscate the resources, they will all come to me, and all of them will start following me. He has achieved that. He also knows that political parties are people just looking for a way to be recognized and be compensated one way or the other. They don't have fidelity to their party, and they are not committed to that. So he's managed to make sure that such political parties are decimated. Lastly, he knows that if the Nigerian people are given a sense of fait accompli, they can lose hope and say, well, what can we do? This man is going to be there anyway. Let me just give up. So these are the 3 reasons why I think that we have not had a president as dangerous as President Tinubu. We've had poorly performing presidents. We've had incompetent presidents. We have presidents that were just not up to the task. But we've not had one that is what the Italian will call capo di tutti, the captain of them all, who is now coming to say, I will carry the entire government into a singularity. I will now make it about myself. And the government will be appropriating my own personal empire.
My country people, fellow Nigerians, I beg you, listen attentively. Within the last 1 week plus, about 3 major incidents don't happen for this country, which the government will not want you to talk about. They want everybody to quickly move on because they have a master class in cover up and moving on. So there will be a lot of distraction and confusion. It is a good ground for manipulation. But I dare here to remind you that say, until Nigerians answer these questions and address these issues, this country is not moving anywhere. Because these 3 incidents highlights the major reason why Nigeria is where it is today with all the wealth of this country. 1, insecurity. 2, corruption. 3, injustice. Number 1, make una no forget, say, after spending 56 days in the hands of kidnappers in the bush, they finally released the children and the teachers from Orire Community School for Oyo State. After all the back and forth, some people with the ask say, what really happened? Were they rescued or were they released? Some people say it's not important. The important question is that they are out. Government released video of army. These people, they do combat exercise and all that. Well, anyway, the governor of the state, Engineer Seyi Makinde, come out to publicly call, say he wants an independent investigation. He called on United Nations, say make independent organization investigate the circumstances surrounding the kidnap and release of those children. That is the governor of the state, who according to them is the chief security officer of the state, with all the information available to him, is casting doubts as to the exact incident that led to the kidnap and rescue of those children. That he does not trust even the Nigerian government's own information. He is calling on independent investigation. The governor of the state. The Senate, they quickly say no, they no go agree. Everybody, they try to see how they go deflect and ensure that waiting the governor talk should not stand. But the Oyo State government is insisting that they need an independent investigation. Make una not forget, say the same day they carry children from Oyo State, they also carried about 40 children from Mosa community for Borno State. Borno State, which is the home state of the vice president. Somehow that news did not stay in the limelight. It was Oyo State. Somehow the same insecurity were under Jonathan. Tinubu said the responsibilities stop at the desk of President Jonathan. He should resign. Under this one, APC Affliction Progressive Congress people, they say that it is due to the irresponsibility of the state governor. Anyway, Punch the report now say some of the teacher, one of the teacher where they interview talk say that no be say they go rescue them, that the terrorists don't already release them, can't keep for somewhere before government can't collect them. That is according to Punch report. So when people were asking the question, is it release or rescue? Some people say there is no need. Until they answer the questions, Nigerians will never know the secrets and what exactly we call insecurity and kidnapping in this country. The country cannot move forward. Number 2, somebody came out and accused the chief of staff to the president about corruption, about how they were able to open a so-called fake agency under the presidency. With all of the calisthenics wey happen, get accommodation for federal secretariat, somehow the president rush come out and say he don't clear the chief of staff, who was the person who the so-called fake DG kept mentioning, and then he said that we have told ICPC to now investigate. So now they don't carry the so-called fake DG, their own DG. It can't be like saying now only him now he did this thing. Any investigation where does not involve the chief of staff taking himself out of that office and submitting himself for independent investigation is a waste of everybody's time. So after you as Chief Tinubu don't come out and talk, say you have full confidence in your chief of staff, are you expecting the ICPC to come out and give a report that counters what you have already said? You people are deceiving yourself because Ori Buruku Lenshe, Oshi Lenshe, all of this whitewashing where they try to do, it is all an exercise in futility because the corruption is grand and it will continue because now the one way boss now they talk about. Number 3, a young girl died in the residence of a serving minister. That same minister no submit himself to police or anything. He rather come out for TV. They grant interview, they boast. He said that any person who even talk about it, they threaten her, he go use law. Let us imagine for 1 minute, say a minister daughter die in the house of a poor person. In fact, they don't ask this question to police before. This is Officer Bright Edafe. He said the thing no go funny until the investigation and autopsy report come out. You go feel am well. But somehow ministers are above the law. People that are standing on the mandate to Buruku mandate are above the law. They know they feel am. Now poor man they feel am. A girl where they talk say she they work with Federal Medical Center, be the Ministry of Health. Somehow is in the residence of a minister. Somehow he died. The minister they come and contact say he was on phone with the boyfriend. He was on phone with this. Were you there? Was it a three-way call? Were you there at the point where they talk with the boyfriend? All of this investigation, nobody is talking about it. They don't even see, say now the family Abifa that they go swear affidavit to say that there should be no investigation. Strange circumstances that nobody has ever seen before somehow is unfolding before our eyes, but they want nobody to talk about it. Nigerians, shine your eyes. I just want to remind una say, if we do not answer these questions, whether today, tomorrow, in the future, Nigeria is going nowhere, because this is the foundation of all the crises where these people they use to destroy this country. Insecurity, corruption, and injustice.
See, I'm actually surprised and shocked that people are surprised that Tinubu is not performing. I don't even blame him. I don't blame him, because during the campaign, people like us, we paid attention to him. And there was never a time this guy promised to change Nigeria for good. There was no promise that guy made that was promising enough for someone like me to vote for him at the time. He made it clear without missing words that he was going to continue from where Buhari stopped. Where did Buhari stop? Where did he stop? Buhari left Nigeria in comatose. He destroyed the economy of this country. He printed money. The inflation rose. People at the time were complaining. And guess what? Tinubu was a major backer of Buhari. He was a major supporter of that administration. Every single policy that Buhari made at the time that turned and shredded this country into pieces, Tinubu was a supporter of it. As a matter of fact, he was like an advisor to Buhari at the time. And when the campaign started, this guy started speaking incoherently most of the times, and people were clapping for him. Go back and check those videos. Review them. Go and hear and listen again how he was speaking in languages, esoteric languages that only him could understand. Bulaba, bala, blue, and people would clap. He said he was going to widen the tax net. He was going to reduce the power of the purchasing power of the people. And the only thing that Nigerians were benefiting as citizens of this country, he took it away on the very first day of his, presidency. He says subsidy is gone. Subsidy is gone. This guy fought Goodluck Jonathan when he wanted to remove subsidy. They occupied Nigerians. Some of your pastors today, they were part of that protest. That is not that's not the focus of this, this video. But I just want to let you know that you are surprised that Tinubu is underperforming is shocking. There is absolutely nothing to be shocked about, because he never promised anything. You understand? There was never a time Tinubu said he was going to do anything positive in this country. And people that pretended to be humans at the time listened to those things and were clapping for him. And somehow he got into office, and the very first month of his presidency, this guy bought private jets, private planes for himself and his family. He bought yachts. He bought luxury vehicles, Cadillacs. Go and check. Today, he's borrowing everywhere. And yet, this man said that the money that was gotten or that will be saved by removing subsidy, he was going to channel them into different sectors of the economy. And Nigerians will see positive change or changes. What are we seeing today? There is no light. The purchasing power of the naira has been devalued. People cannot buy nothing. Fuel is 1,300 as we speak. In some places higher, and it keeps going up. Even Nigerians cannot jackpot anymore now as we speak. Even the so-called city boys and city girls that are pretending that everything is good. Go and check. They are also suffering. But because of their selfish interest, they want to bring this man back. So I am not surprised that he's not performing. I don't know why people are angry with him. There was never a time he promised anything good. But guess what? Another cycle is upon us. It's up to us again to watch this man come back and promise the same thing he promised the last time. Now they are sharing rice. If you are sick, you tell them you need good hospital, they will give you rice. If you need good roads in your community, they will give you rice. Anything you demand of them now, they answer you by giving you rice. This man is an aristocrat. He's a government for himself and his people, by his people. So if you are not in that circle, even crumbs you barely see. He's an aristocrat. It's clear. They are the best people in the country. They are the only ones that deserve good things. That's why they don't care about you. Insecurity, I don't even want to go there. Light, he said if he does not give you electricity in his first term, do not vote for him. He said it with his mouth. And people that look like human beings have forgotten all that and they are campaigning for him again. God will judge all of them.
If you know the level of crime that are being committed by those under the Bola Ahmed administration, those that are affiliated with the APC and those that are directly working for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you would marvel. It is just wonderful that something like this came out. The things that are happening behind closed doors are only God and a few people know. If by Odogwu of Asaba. The girl unalived herself for the fact that Odogwu of Asaba raped her. But in this case, we are finding that this lady was seen in the house of the Minister of Works, unalive, naked, and yet nothing is being done about it. Why should you question it? Why should you ask him to be arrested? It is hilarious. If you know the kind of crimes that are committed secretly by people that are affiliated with this government, you will run out of Nigeria. Because indeed, Nigeria is just an organized crime scene. And the whole story is so fishy to the point that the Minister of Works called for the autopsy of the lady to be carried out. And few minutes later, or the next thing, was the family of the girl requesting for the autopsy not to be carried out, that the girl should be buried without the autopsy. So is it not seeming like I will go out and tell them to carry out the autopsy? You will now come and say you don't want the autopsy to be carried out, or else this or else that. Now take this money and keep quiet. Is this not enough for investigation to be carried out thoroughly? Why the Minister of Works steps down from his political office, and allow investigation to be carried out in a sane country? And in fact, he will be in custody for this alone until all investigation is carried out.